Hello and welcome to my class of English. Student, today I am going to do a new lesson with you, the 100 dresses. We are having two parts of this lesson. So today I will be teaching you the first part. Okay. But before starting this new lesson, I would like to tell something about the writer of the lesson, some then background of the lesson I will be discussing with you, and then finally then we will be switched off to the lesson. So this is written by Albasor Easter. Albasor Easter. Okay, so see the name, a big name. Okay, this is not an Indian name, as you know. So children, people used to call him Eleanor East. Okay, so Albasor Easter, he was also known by the name of Eleanor East. And children, he was born on 15 July 1906. Okay, and he died in 1988. And he was an American author. Basically, he used to write for kids only, for children only, and a children librarian. He was working as a librarian for the books of children. Now children, Albasor Easter, she is a lady. First of all, don't confuse with her name. It is looking as if it's a gent's name, but it is a lady's name. And her book Ginger Pyrie won the newly medal. Eleanor based the story The 100 Dresses on her real life experience as the girl who received Peggy's hand-me-down dresses. Now children, this 100 dresses, she has the writer has told that this is based on her real life experience as the girl who received Peggy's hand-me-down dresses. Okay, so this story is a real story altogether, I mean to say. And children, what is the theme, what she wanted to tell in this story, what is the message she wanted to give, what is the theme of the story? Let's discuss. So here the theme of the story, The 100 Dresses, is based on Eleanor's real life experience. It is the story of a girl who received Peggy's hand-me-down dresses. She felt very guilty for not having defended the character Wanda in real life. Okay. She wrote the story in order to assure her guilt and to encourage others to stand against bully. Now children, basically I want to say that this story actually conveys racial description directly and indirectly. This is based on, first of all, this is based on her real life, and she is feeling guilty that why she is not a protect a girl, okay, and who was the sufferer due to racial discrimination. So children, directly and this indirectly, the story conveys about racial discrimination. It is one of the ills of the society, okay. And children, that people make fun of those people and they are discriminated by those people who are rich, and the person who are being discriminated here are poor people, and the society which has an adverse impact on the people. So children, this is a story about a Polish girl, and she faces a lot of discrimination when she goes to the school, because first of all, she is from Polish, she is not accepted in the school. Second thing, she is not a very rich person like the other student or the other girls in the school. Okay, so how the people bullies her, how she becomes hurt. So this again a message is there in the story that we should not hurt the feeling, we should not do the discrimination due to children poverty, due to there's a racial discrimination based on poverty. So like this Polish girl, she was a poor girl, she was not having enough money, So everybody used to make fun of her, everybody used to mock her in the society, and she was really hurt. So first of all, children, we should not hurt other feeling. We should not see about her faded dresses or she is a poor girl, but we should see how intelligent or creative a person can be. Okay, so we must not discriminate anybody on the basis of racial discrimination or on the basis of poverty. This is what the writer want to convey us. Okay, and indirectly, Al-Bawsa Easter, she wrote this story in order to assuage her guilt and to encourage others. If somebody bullies someone, so we must tell somebody that you are not supposed to bully anyone. Okay, so first of now, children, I am coming to the main points of the story. Okay, so Wanda Petroneski in the class. So I will be writing all the important points, and I will be telling you all the main important points of the story and the background of the story. So Wanda Petronsky. So my first point is Wanda So my first first point is Wanda Petronsky in the class. Wanda Petronsky sat in the seat next to the last seat in the last row in room. So children, she is a girl who is not accepted by other students because she is poor, and she is sitting, children, next to the last seat in the last row in room. No, 13. Only rough boys who did not get good marks sat there. So she is this has been told by the writer. That means even children, the boys who are failure, who did not get good marks in the examination, only they sat there. It was this corner where there was most scuffing of feet and most roars of laughter when anything funny was said. Now children, this was the corner when something was said by other student or by the teacher. So most scuffing of feet. Okay, and children, most roar of laughter can be heard from there. It was also the corner where one could find most mud and dirt on the floor. So it was one of the most dirtiest corner of the class where one can find most mud and dirt on the floor. So children, it is always said that the back seat is for the backbencher who are not good in studies, who are dirty, who makes the classroom dirty. Okay, so the writer, so you can see the distribution is there in the class on the basis of marks also sometimes. Okay, so very quiet and lonely. Now my second point, so Wanda Petronsky, when she came for children in the school, she was discriminated on the basis of poverty. She was not very rich. She was a girl who was not having enough money, and that's why people used to make fun of her. Very quiet and lonely. So children, she was very much quiet and she was very much lonely. Now children, my second point is she was very quiet and lonely as she was not accepted. She was not having any new friend. All the girls used to mock her. All the girls used to hurt her by laughing on her. So she was very quiet and lonely. Okay, so it was children Wanda Petronsky. She was really very quiet there, and she used to feel loneliness. Nobody knew why she chose to sit in the last row. Perhaps she came from a place Boggin Heights. It was a place where people, immigrants lived. So children, she was an immigrant. That means she came there from Poland to that place. And maybe she was from Bogenheit. That was place famous for where poor people, poor immigrants lived. Her feet were usually covered with dry mud. Children, her feet was usually covered with dry mud. Nobody really thought much about Vanda when she was in the class. She was not given any importance in the class. She was neglected by other students in the class. Today she was not in her seat, but no one noticed her absence. Now children, even when she used to get absent, she was not noticed there. Nobody noticed her absence. So her condition was extremely poor in the class. Nobody used to take care of her. Nobody was her friend. Everybody used to laugh at her. Okay. Now, third point, Venda Petronsky was an object of fun. So, student Vendra Petronsky, she was the object of fun. Her schoolmate thought of Vendra only when she was outside. Now, children, when she used to move outside, then only her friend used to thought of her. Only outside of the school, they waited for Vendra to have fun with her. Now, children, they really used to wait for Venda so that they can bully her, they can make fun, and they can enjoy in the class by making fun and by hurting her. So children, she used to remember when she was outside the school because nobody was able to make fun of her. And children, they waited for Vanda to come inside the classroom and the school, inside the school, so that they can have a fun with her. After 2 days, Peggy and Maddie noticed that Vanda was not there in the class. Peggy was the most popular girl in her school. Now children, there were two other girls were there, and one was Peggy and the other was Maddie. Now children, Peggy was from a well-to-do family, and she was the girl who was most popular in the whole school. Funny name. Now the fourth point is my fourth point is funny name. Now, Vanda Petronsky was rather a strange name for the other children in room number 13. So children, room number 13 was the classroom where these people they used to sit. So children, it was a very strange name, Vanda Petronsky, for other children in room number 13. They did not have names like that. They had name easy to say like Thomas, Smith or Allen. So children, her name was very classical, okay, very peculiar, very long, Venda Petronsky. So children, the other children name were very small like Thomas, Smith or Allen. So the children used to laugh at her name also. Venda did not have friends. She came to school alone and went home alone. Now children, Venda was not having any friend. She used to go to school alone, and children, she used to walk, even she used to come back alone. She always wore a faded blue dress. It was clean but never ironed properly. Now children, unfortunately she was not having enough dresses also. Her dress, she used to wear only one dress, and that was also faded. So she was wearing faded dress also. Now, my fifth point is that Peggy making fun of Venda. Now, sir, Peggy was one of the most popular girl, as I told you, and she always used to find a chance to laugh at Venda. She always used to make fun of Venda. Okay, and in a very courteous manner, she would ask, "How many dresses did you say you had hanging up in your closet?" Now, children, Venda, as I told you, she was very poor. She was having only one dress, which she used to come, she used to put and wore and come in the school, and that dress has become very faded. That was a blue color dress, and that too has become very faded. So, children, Peggy, she was from the rich family. She made a lot of fun of Venda. Okay, she told that, "How many dresses you have, Vendra?" And children, Venda, she used to feel so shy, embarrassed that all the students will laugh at her. So children, she used to tell, "I'm having 100 dresses." Okay, so how many dresses did you say you had hanging up in your closet, Venda? Venda would answer 100. Then Peggy would ask in a teasing but polite manner, "All silk, I bet." Children, we know silk dresses are always expensive. It is the most expensive clothes. Okay, so again she used to make fun of Venda by telling that all these dresses must be of silk, I bet. Venda would reply that they were all silk and of all color. Now children, Venda, just to hide her embarrassment, just to hide her shyness, she used to give reply that it was of all the color, and it was of silk, pure silk. Then, before Vanda had gone very far, all the girls would burst into shrieks and peals of laughter. And children, Vanda wanted to leave that place and go far as she could go, because she could not bear the comments the children, the other students are passing and making fun of her. So she ran away from them, and then she could only hear, poor girl, that all the girls are making fun of her. They burst into shrieks and laughter she could hear. The only dress Vanda wore was a blue one. Children, they always find a chance to tease Velda, and she knew that she is having only one dress of blue color, and that also has become faded, and these girls, they are mocking at her dress. What a story, they would say, meaning that she was telling a lie. Now children, the girls, they used to talk how liar she is. She is not having even one dress to wear at the school. That is also not proper. It has become faded, and she is telling a lie that she is having 100 dresses. They would again ask Venda teasingly how many shoes. Venda would reply 60 pairs. Now children, when next again they will meet Venda, so children, they used to ask how many shoes you are having, and poor Venda would reply 60 pair, because she was so helpless. She was so helpless that she don't know how to face those girls who were from the rich family, and they were having a lot of dresses to put. Maddie was different. Now my sixth point is Maddie was different. So till now we have children discussed Vanda, Patronus, schema. Our second character was Peggy, and now children it is Maddie. Now the third character is Maddie here. So Maddie was different. Maddie was not like Peggy. She did not like this business of asking Vanda how many dresses, shoes and hats she had. Now children, this Maddie, though she was a friend of Vanda, but then she did not want to hurt any other's feeling. She did not want to ask Vanda to hurt her by asking that how many dresses she have, how many hats she have, how many pair of shoes she have. Okay, she did not like at all this business to hurt someone. Maddie was poor herself. She often wore old clothes usually given by someone else. Now children, why Maddie could realize this? Because she herself was a very poor person. She came from not from a very rich person, and often children, the clothes which she used to put, it was given to her by someone else. She felt embarrassed when Peggy questioned Wanda in a mocking polite voice. Now children, she felt embarrassed when Peggy was insulting and making fun of Venda in a mocking, polite voice. She wished Peggy would stop teasing Vendra Petronovsky. Now, children, she used to wish that Peggy should not hurt her feelings. She should not tease her. She should not mock at her. Okay, and she always wished Peggy would stop teasing Vanda Petronovsky. She pictured herself in the schoolyard, a new target for Peggy and the girls. Peggy might ask her where she got the dress and she had on. Maddie would have to say it was one of Peggy's old dresses that she was wearing. Okay, so children, she did not like that somebody is torturing Vanda Petronovsky because she herself was from the poor family. And children, one day she was she was putting this Maddie, she was putting one dress which was given to her by Peggy. So she was feeling afraid that if she will support Peggy, then Peggy might hurt her by asking her in front of her that from where you got this old dress, and she have to say it in front of everybody that this was given to her by Maddie. No, this was given to her by Peggy. Okay, because one of the dress Peggy had given to children Maddie, so she could not support her. She thought if she will tell Peggy not to hurt Vanda, so she will take revenge by asking that the dress which you are wearing is the old dress of mine which I had given to you. So that's why she was not having heart to face Peggy and say anything. Drawing and coloring contest. Now my 7th point is drawing and coloring contest. So children, there was a drawing and coloring contest in the school. Maddie began to wonder who was going to win the drawing and coloring contest. Now children, Maddie, she loves painting, but this time she was having this feeling that whether she was be able to win that contest or not. For girls, this contest consisted of designing dresses. Now children, this competition had a lot of things like designing dresses. Peggy was the favorite as she drew better than anyone else in the room. Now again children, here Peggy was one of the best dress designer, or she was one of the best dress designer, and children, everybody knew that like every year she would win the contest. This time also Peggy was the favorite as she drew better than anybody else in the room. Everybody thought that Peggy would win the prize. Everybody thought that again this time also Peggy would win the prize. The next day, when they entered the classroom, they found they were drawing all over the room. Now children, next day when the class came, they found a drawing was there all over the classroom. There must have been 100 of them, and children, total they were 100 dress designing of different types were there. They were all lined up. Miss Mason announced the winner, and children, all that it was the dresses, they were put in the proper line, and children, Miss Manson announced the winner. She told them that one girl drew 100 design, all different and in a beautiful color. So she told a girl is there and who had done this beautiful, she had made this design, and in beautiful color combination was used. She declared that Vanda Petronovsky was the winner of the girls medal, and she told it is the new girl Vanda Petronovsky. She is the winner of the girls medal. Vanda had been absent from school for some days and was not there to receive the prize. Now children, everybody waited for Vanda to receive the prize. But Venda did not appear. She was absent for many days as nobody used to care about her, so nobody was interested in Venda. Nobody knew that why she was absent from the school for so many days. Okay, so Miss Mason asked the children to file around the room quietly and look at Venda's beautiful drawing. Now, children, Miss Mason, she told children to see the beautiful drawing and design made by Vanda. Peggy and Maddie noticed that particularly two blue and a green dresses which Vanda used to talk about were displayed there. Now, children, Peggy and Maddie, they saw the design of the two dresses which were made with two blue and green dresses which Vanda often used to talk about. That dress were also displayed there. So, children, now everybody was surprised that she is a girl with a lot of creativity. She got the girls medal also. Okay, so children, unfortunately, children, Vanda was not present to hear the applause that was due to her. Okay, now the in the first part only this much is there. Okay, because children, the other rest of the story is there in the second part. So after reading the first part only, I will explain you the second part. Now, here children, the character of Peggy is not very good. She is really a very cruel hearted girl, and her main target was Vanda Petronaski. She used to make fun of her, she used to hurt her. Okay, she always children, uh, used to bully some of the children who were children a bit uh, uh, children, their background was not very good. She was from the poor family, and whereas Peggy was from the rich family, so she always used to make fun and bully the children from the poor family. She was a sensitive girl, and children, here she cried for hours if she saw an animal mistreated. She asked Vanda questions about her dresses and shoes, but her intentions were not bad. She simply wanted to have some fun. She was the most popular girl in the class. She was a pretty girl. Now, children, if we will look at the Venda character, so she was not that bad. She only want to, she was only teasing her just to get attention of everybody, and she want to become the most popular girl in the class. She was a pretty girl. With children, she was a very sensitive girl also. She cried for hours if she used to see some animals were mistreated. So from this we can feel, children, that she was not that much bad as she was shown in the picture. Okay, then children, the story throws light that how we judge the people around us. Is it by their money? Is it only due to their wealth or by their possession? Or is it something of more enduring value to look for in person? So children, you have to decide. Still, children, there are many places in a society where people give importance to wealth, okay, and possession. If a person is having something more valuable, they don't pay attention in that person. So the story is a sensitive account of how a poor girl is judged by her classmate. Okay, Venda Petronovsky is a young girl, Polish girl. Polish means she is from Poland, who goes to school with other American children in an American town. These other children see Vendas as different in many ways. Like children, in what way now they can see her different? Like she was a poor immigrant. She came from Poland and settled in America. So she was looked down. Poor Polish people, they used to look down these American people. Okay, then children, one more thing. Children, she was a girl who belongs from a poor family. So the person who were not having enough wealth and possession, so they used to be laughed at by the American children. So these other children, they see Vanda as different in many ways, okay, and that's why children, a atmosphere is created in the classroom where the rich children bullies the poor children, where the rich children makes fun of a poor children. Here children, Peggy is a symbol of a wealthy child. She teases, she hurts the feeling of Vanda, though she is not aware at how much sad she becomes. She only want to give popularity. She only want to that everybody should laugh and pay attention at her. She is doing that, but not knowing the fact how sad and how hurt is Vanda when she makes fun of her children. So a young girl should not be judged by the wealth. The children should see how intelligent and how creative a child like Vanda is there in the class. Okay, so children, this I will be with this. Children, my story is completed here, the background of the story. In my next video, children, I would like to tell you all the important points of the story. I would like to tell you, I would like to do the reading and explanation of the new word in the of this story. So with this, I leave. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye bye.